Are the San Francisco 49ers on the verge of a game-changing addition to their defensive line? With the offseason approaching, all eyes are on a former third-round pick from the Dallas Cowboys who could bring a much-needed spark to our pass rush. This player has shown he can disrupt opposing quarterbacks like few others, and his arrival could be just what we need to fortify our defense. Stay tuned as we dive into the details of this potentially explosive signing and what it means for our beloved team. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to keep up with all the latest 49ers news. As we dive into the latest buzz surrounding the San Francisco 49ers, there's a crucial element on the table that could reshape our defensive line in a big way. The focus right now is on the potential addition of Osa Odighizuwa, the former third-round pick from the Dallas Cowboys. With the offseason approaching, it's clear that revitalizing our defensive line is a top priority, and this move could be a game-changer. Odighizuwa, at just 26 years old, has made a name for himself as a reliable pass rusher over the past 2 seasons. He's posted impressive metrics, achieving a pass rush grade of 78.0 in both years, alongside accumulating over 100 pressures and 10 sacks. Now here's where it gets interesting. With Javon Hargrave heading towards free agency, Odighizuwa could be an immediate replacement, and let's be honest, he's exactly the kind of player we need to amplify our defense. I can't help but think about the impact he could have on our pass rush. His 15.1% win rate last season ties him for the 22nd best in the entire NFL. For context, that would have placed him second among our defensive tackles last year, trailing only the superstar Nick Bosa. Just imagine what he could do paired with Bosa and the rest of our talented roster. This is an opportunity that could elevate our defense and keep opposing quarterbacks on their toes. However, I have to acknowledge the concerns surrounding Odighizuwa. His ability against the run hasn't been the strongest suit in his game, and that's something the 49ers need to address in our offseason strategy. Sure, enhancing our run defense is necessary, but let's be real. Fixing our pass rush has to take precedence. The fact that Odighizuwa excels in generating pressure is what makes him such an intriguing prospect for our team. Now, let's get into the heart of the matter. Should the 49ers pull the trigger on signing Odighizuwa? Personally, I'm leaning towards yes. The potential benefits he brings to our defensive front could outweigh the risks, especially if we can secure him without breaking the bank. Finding a player of his caliber for a reasonable contract would be a significant step in the right direction for us. But I want to hear from you, the 49ers faithful. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. We've seen how impactful a strong defensive line can be, and adding a player like Odighizuwa could be the spark we need. At the same time, I'm curious about how we'll address our run defense struggles moving forward. As we gear up for what promises to be an exciting offseason, I encourage all of you to weigh in on this topic. What are your expectations for Odighizuwa? Do you believe he could effectively shore up our defensive line? And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. As we dive into the latest updates surrounding our beloved San Francisco 49ers, it's clear that the organization is gearing up for a significant offseason. Following a disappointing 6-11 campaign, the team is making some bold moves that could reshape our future. One of the biggest headlines is the return of Robert Saleh as defensive coordinator. This is a massive win for us fans. Saleh was the mastermind behind one of the league's top defenses from 2017 to 2020. And his return signals a commitment to revitalizing that defensive prowess. Now, what does this mean for the team? Well, according to insider Tony Pauline, the 49ers coaching staff has made it known that increasing speed on defense is a major priority this offseason. Specifically, they want to enhance the speed in the secondary. And let's be honest, who doesn't want to see our defensive backfield flying around and making plays? It's all about creating turnovers, disrupting opposing offenses, and making our home games a nightmare for anyone trying to score. But it's not just about speed, it's about innovation. With Saleh back in the fold, we can expect a more creative approach on defense. This team has tried to make things work with previous coordinators, but neither Steve Wilks nor Nick Sorensen could replicate that same level of defensive creativity, or command the trust that Kyle Shanahan has in Saleh. The combination of a fast and innovative defense could be what we need to get back to the top of the NFC. In addition to these strategic changes, there's also a significant focus on retaining key players. One name we all want to see back in the red and gold is linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Coming off a tough injury, his return would be monumental. Pairing him with All-Pro Fred Warner would give us one of the most formidable linebacker duos in the league. Imagine the havoc they could wreak together. This isn't just a wish, it's a necessity for our defense to thrive. Now let's take a moment to reflect on these coaching changes and player retention efforts. Do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. While I'm thrilled to have Saleh back, it's essential to recognize that the coaching carousel can lead to mixed results. What if the innovation we're hoping for doesn't translate on the field? It's a risk, but one that I believe is worth taking. The potential reward is just too great to ignore. As we look ahead to the 2025 NFL Draft and free agency, it's crucial to remember that these decisions will have a long-term impact on our team's chances. We need to be smart about our approach, targeting players who fit the mold of a faster, more dynamic defense. The 49ers have a history of making savvy moves in the draft, and with Saleh's input, I expect nothing less than a calculated strategy that puts us back in contention. So, what are your expectations for the upcoming offseason? With Saleh back, the emphasis on speed, and the potential re-signing of Greenlaw, the future looks bright. But we want to hear from you. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. How do you feel about these moves? Do you think we should prioritize different positions in the draft? As passionate fans, we know that every decision matters, and your voice is crucial in this conversation. Let's keep the dialogue going. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates, and make sure you like and share this video with fellow 49ers fans. Together, we'll navigate this offseason and hold the team accountable as we strive for greatness once again.